You guys have been living in a fantasy land. You think that it's not going to happen. You think there's going to be some kind of bailout. There's going to be something else. There's going to be nothing. People right now are being put on the streets in Dallas Fort Worth. The constables are moving people out, putting their stuff on the front yard. You want to know what's coming, ladies? They're decriminalizing the oldest profession in the book. In New York City right now, the governor, the mayor said we're not going after people who are loitering the streets. So, like it or not, some parts of Manhattan, some parts of the five boroughs have been turned into right there in the streets. Go to World Star, you'll see the video yourself. Broad daylight, transactions happening on a stoplight. Guess what? That's New York. Guess where else it's about to come? California. States across the country, because why? There's not enough money to give to people. And if you're a woman and you have a regular job, let's just look at it. If you were not an essential worker during the pandemic, you are at risk. I was in Neiman Marcus the day they shut the world down, and I had never seen panic like that before. And all those women's eyes, because many of them have been with that company for 10, 20, 10, 5, 10, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. All they had done is retail. Neiman Marcus is on the verge of bankruptcy, and the only thing that saved Neiman Marcus was the pandemic. Those women over there know they are coming back. And when the world stops again, many of these 40-year-old women are not going to have a job to go to and have no skills in the environment. Ladies, winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming, and when winter comes, it does not, and this is not just the winter. We are heading into what I'm going to call the long night. It's not going to just be 3 months. It's not going to just be 6 months. We're talking about a global reset for the world. The world, I have been studying this for the better part of 2 years. Look at what's going on in South Korea and Japan. You think it's a joke? You think it's a game? There are villages in Japan where people are outnumbered by freaking dogs. I'm not kidding. Japan is dying. An aging population and a group of people who are not dating. They're not dating, they're not marrying, they're not getting together. You know what it's called? Hikomori. Socially withdrawn. These I'm talking about men 40, 45 and under. Same thing with women. Remember we talked about Kodu Koshi? People dying in their apartments. We talked about Sing leftover cake, leftover women. Ladies, it's here. Winter is coming. August will be it. August, when the schools open, the people who have not been working will be forced to go back to work because their children must be in school. The daycares that are left will be there. What are you going to do if you go and have a job and you've been downsized, you've been automated? How many people have been to a McDonald's recently? And you'll notice that most of the front register staff is gone. It's kiosks. The largest two employers in our community of black women are federal government and retail. Retail is dead. We have 26.4 square feet of retail space for every American. The next largest developed country has six. We have 6 times too many retail spaces. This is why you're seeing dying malls across the country. And what's going on? Because so many women are not being told to think about their long term. This is coming as a surprise. This is why women in Korea are saying we need to, the society is not set up for single people. And what the society needs to do is re-engineer itself for singles. Bullshit, it's not going to happen. Basically what women in Korea and Japan are hoping that single men who had no family, no children, and have been locked out of the sexual marketplace because of this hypergamy will somehow come and save their lives. Not going to happen. All right. Go ahead and unmute. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Thank you for showing that it's not just my system over here, because you can hear me just
It's
fine.
not.
Yeah, that's something wrong with that lady. So what do you got going? It's winter time.
It is. And first, thanks for me and showing one of my favorite shows that
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so happened to have ended horribly, if I may say
I
so
know,
myself.
my God, it was terrible. How old are you, by
But
the way?
I am 29. I will be 30 on my father's birthday, September 24th this year.
All right. So what do you got for me?
So I did want to ask you, like, what do you like in today's society?
Hmm.
How would you propose that we as women uh, prepare the well, prepare our young ladies for marriage? Because when you say that, what I basically think of, and the closest thing that I can think of is
When we say
something
prepare our young ladies, meaning who? Your daughters?
daughters,
Do you have
the
any
younger
children?
generations. I do.
Are you married?
I am not.
Well, that's the first thing you
Not at
do.
this
That's the first thing you
time.
do.
I've been asked.
Okay, so the first thing you gotta do. Kids don't listen to what we say; they listen to what we do.
Exactly.
All the words you have to say for your daughter mean nothing compared to showing them what to do, because they're gonna
I
ask,
think
"Well,
I'm
mom, why aren't you married to my dad?" Unless the father is unavailable for marriage, meaning
he is
death or
available for
something.
marriage. My
Huh?
daughter's father.
Is he alive?
He is.
Is he married?
No.
What do you mean? Then what makes him unavailable?
He is currently, it's kind of hard to say. I don't know if I should say. He's currently um, serving time. And
Oh,
from
but
my
he's
understanding,
alive. But he's alive.
he is, thank
That
goodness.
doesn't
I
make him
am
that doesn't make him unavailable for marriage.
correct. That is very
See,
true.
if he was your husband, he'd be married. See, for better for worse, sickness and poorness, riches and health, to death do us part doesn't say anything about prison. You picked him. You picked him. Marry him.
Indeed, you are correct. Indeed, you
So,
are
so what
correct.
I'm
But
saying is, so what I'm saying in a very direct way is, ladies, you've been told marriage is the ultimate option. You can decide to come in and out depending upon, and you can rewrite it as you want to. It's meant to be a rigid, inflexible thing. So whatever you tell a person is going to be irrelevant because they're going to say, "Well, why didn't you do
I've
that?"
already had that conversation with my daughter, though, Kevin.
But how old is she?
My daughter is 9.
You, if you don't think your daughter is wondering why you aren't married to her dad, you are naive.
We both, her father and I, have already had that
I'm
conversation with
talking about you and her. You
herself
ask
at all.
how to get her ready. So y'all imbue your
Exactly.
children with these very like mystical properties, like they're not human beings. She's not a fool,
I think I feel this when speaking with my daughter.
huh?
If I may say so myself, I think that I am a realist.
Well,
I
you asked how to prepare, right?
When I say in your terms, what do you mean, like when you
Marry
say
before you carry is the best way to do it. And unless the father's dead, marry the father. That's the way you prepare.
I was told no, I was actually turned down. And it wasn't
Well,
because
then you don't have the baby. See, this is the problem. This is ultimately the problem. See, the marry before you carry thing is something for a reason. If he didn't want to marry you, you shouldn't have had his baby. And I need you to listen. I need all you ladies to listen because this is how men think. If you wasn't good enough for your baby daddy, why do we want another man's leftovers? Because you're all leftovers to us.
babe, did you hear that? He's in the other room
I'm
listening.
sorry. So I said it loud enough for him to goddamn hear it.
No, he's watching.
Because we
I
know
don't
we're
take
not
it
your first choice because the man you make a baby for is the dude you want to be with.
understood. And you know what? My father said the same thing.
Well,
And I
then
thought you may have
why are you
point of
fighting
view.
me on what I said? How do you prepare your kid? You know how to prepare. Your ego's in the
I'm
way.
not fighting. I
I'm
really
not
wanted to
fighting,
get
pushing back,
what
or
you
whatever.
were
That's
saying
ultimately,
because I came
what
in
it comes
towards the
down
end.
to is ultimately you got to model it. That's all I'm ultimately saying.
Model it.